Hey guys, Put here bringing you the fourth game from week number 4. I'm finally caught up on all the videos, so that's great. Can get back to the regular schedule of things. And anyways, this one is between Matt's Mudkips and Ray's Rattatas. Let's jump to the battle screen here. So on the top side, we got the Rattatas. They're bringing the Northern, Chansey, Keldeo, Cofagrigus, Mienshao, and the Rotom Heat. And then on the bottom side, we got the Mudkips bringing the Grand Bull, the Espeon, Rotom Wash, the Zygarde Doggo form, Skarmory, and Gastrodon. So let me make sure I got my music off here. Yep. Alright, let's play it. So Reagan's going to lead off with Chansey as Matt leads with Skarmory here. I don't really know why he leads with Chansey. I don't feel like you ever should lead with Chansey, simply because if it's a matchup that's favorable for Chansey, you can easily just switch into Chansey. There's rarely I don't really see a point in leading Chansey. Because like if he happens to lead Zygarde or Granbull, he has to switch out of Chansey, and then something else takes unnecessary damage. Where if he just leads like Mienshao, I mean anything else, Rotom Heat, I mean obviously Rotom Heat would have been best case scenario in this situation, but if he leads like anybody else, he can just, if Chansey is the best switch in, he just switches into Chansey because Chansey doesn't care. And anyway, so let's play it here. So Skarmory gets up its free rocks. It's not worried about a poison as he seismic tosses, which does a lot of damage back to Chansey. He goes for a roost here. This is a play where he needs to set rocks on Chansey. Like there's no reason not to set rocks on Chansey. Yeah, he just needs to set rocks on Chansey here because seismic toss is not going to kill this thing with roost, and the Rocky Helmet is just wearing down his own Chansey as he just keeps going for seismic toss. So Matt can just sit here and keep roosting, and he doesn't have to worry about anything. If Chansey was setting up the rocks, however, the Skarmory might have had to defog and could have got, might have had to get rid of the rocks on his side. Maybe he could have used that defog turn to get into a favorable switch in, something like that. But instead, he just has to switch out here. Honestly, he should have, on this last play before switching out, he might as well just go for a soft boil. Like, get back to full. Skarmory can't really touch you offensively. I mean, otherwise it would have been attacking you. It's just roosting because it wants to try to see if you'll seismic toss. So just go for the soft bowl, then switch out. That would have been the better play. But he just goes straight into the Rotom as his Chansey's actually worn down a little bit. So now Rotom, I mean, that thing's got to switch. He goes into Gastrodon here as the overheat does only 20%. So the Rotom Heat's got to switch out of this. Obviously, it can't touch Gastrodon. So then he goes back into this thing, as the crit actually does a lot of damage. 17% is not a lot, but to Chansey, any special move that does 17 is quite a bit. So he does soft bowl back to nearly to full. I don't know why he didn't toxic this thing. Yeah, I don't. Let me just pause it again. I think he's using Chansey really poorly in this game. He should have stealth rocked against the Skarmory. Maybe try to force him to defog. He should have soft bowled before he switched him out. He should have come in. He should have toxic this thing, or he should have set his rocks this time in, because this thing's not going to touch him. And even if it poisons him, I mean, the natural cure ability on Chansey just heals it whenever he switches out. So I mean, like, this thing can't touch him. He can just poison and stall this thing out if he wants to, or he can set up his rocks. He could have done so much more, but he switches into this thing. So I don't understand how he's using Chansey here. Secret Sword does a lot, but Earth Power also does a lot in return. And he's going to save his Gastrodon here. He doesn't want to just lose it. As he goes into a Skarmory. And Skarmory, considering Secret Sword hits on the physical side, it's able to take, like, Secret Sword. Secret Sword is kind of like Psyshock. It's a special move, but it hits on the physical side. So Skarmory's able to eat it up. If it was the reverse, if it hit on the special side, that would have done, probably nearly enough to kill. Anyways, let's keep playing. So he's got to switch out the Keldeo. He goes right back into the Rotom here. This is the play where I would have liked to seen him do something different, like made a prediction switch, because Skarmory's obviously going to switch out. But he goes into Zygarde here, so I actually thought that was interesting. He does miss. I don't think it was a big deal. I don't think it would have done him much. Actually, the miss is probably better, because if it hits, it might drop Zygarde into Power Construct. I don't know if it does that much damage. Probably not, because I think this is defensive Rotom. So it probably wouldn't have done enough because it's resisted, so it probably doesn't matter. So the Zygarde does take out the Keldeo. So out comes the Noivern here, and Noivern does outspeed this thing. As long as it's not Scarfed, he did take a risk here. And the Draco does finish him off. So then out comes the Granbull. He obviously doesn't want to stay on Granbull. He's at -2. So he's going to bail right back into his Rotom H. And the Play Rough misses, which is huge. Because that Play Rough probably would have killed her, at least gotten really close. Out comes the Rotom Wash. It eats up the Overheat pretty easy. So then out comes the Chansey. Chansey can just wall this thing forever. The Voltage, she gets another crit, but like I said, 17% on crits. That's Chansey for you. So he does go for a nice soft boiled there. That's the right play. And I have no idea why he's staying in here. This doesn't make any sense to me. Looking at the rest of Matt's team, he has one physical attacker left that can do any damage, and that's Granbull. Okay, just Chansey. Like honestly, I feel like Reagan lost like this game on Chansey alone, because Chansey walls Espeon, it walls Rotom Wash, it walls Gastrodon, and well, Skarmory actually is good against it because of the Rocky Helmet, but Skarmory can't kill it either, and he's got other things that can do stuff to Skarmory. But these three right here, Chansey completely walls them. This Cofagrigus is sitting here doing nothing. Like he should just switch Cofagrigus in on this thing, and just take some hits. I don't understand why he's why he's sacking his Chansey. He has no reason to sack Chansey here. Chansey does so well against what he's got left, but he just starts sacking the Chansey. It doesn't make any sense. So he goes for the Play Rough there, I guess expecting him to switch into something here. But his Chansey does end up dying eventually, as Close Combat is doing more than what Softball is healing him for. So yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea why he just sacked his Chansey. Should have switched out as soon as Granbull came in, because this thing's got to switch out. And then he does get to fire off a Shadow Ball, and it does quite a bit. So that Brave Bird obviously does no damage to the Cofagrigus, and then the Shadow Ball is able to finish him off. So then out comes the Espeon, I believe. And see, like, this is where if Chansey's alive, he just goes into Chansey. Like, this thing can't touch Chansey. And he barely lives. Holy cow. Then he gets the crit on the Shadow Ball, which I'm for sure mattered because, like, let me pause it real quick. Oh, okay, because Cofagrigus is not super strong offensively. So the crit definitely did matter. Honestly, it shouldn't have mattered because his Chansey should still be alive. And his Chansey should have just been able to easily switch in. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm really confused by that. Like, his play with Chansey is hurting him so bad this game. So he just protects just a Scout. He can't live any hit from Rotom Wash. He switches. I don't really know why. I should just let the thing die, but it's fine. Out comes the Noivern. It has 5% now. He just dropped the Draco. The reason why I say just let the guy die, because like by switching in that thing, it dies to Life Orb. That doesn't make any sense. So he goes into Mean Shout here. The High Jump Kick does finish off the Rotom Wash. Doesn't want to switch and risk taking any chip damage on anything else. So the Granbull comes in, and he does switch out to his Cofagrigus this time just to absorb the hit. I'm giving the ability Mummy doesn't matter because his Intimidate's already gone off. So now he goes out into this thing, and he's going to fire off an Overheat, which is the right play, as the Gastrodon does switch in, and it does 21%. Okay, so right here, on turn 2, he goes for another Overheat and misses. I don't think Overheat would have killed, actually, because the first one only did 21%, and then he was at -2, and he had to do 13%. So I don't think that would have even killed. So that miss doesn't even matter in this point. Reagan was supposed to have Hidden Power Grass on his Rotom. He had Hidden Power Normal because he put the wrong thing in. If he has Hidden Power Grass right here, he just hits Hidden Power Grass and kills Gastrodon. Even at -2, Hidden Power Grass would have done plenty enough, because it's 4 times weak to Grass, so that's like 240 base damage. So yeah, Hidden Power Grass 100% kills at this range. Like even at -2, like this, yeah, Hidden Power Grass 100% kills. And but he has Overheat, it misses. Honestly, I don't think it matters because I think Overheat wouldn't have been enough to kill even at -2. because of how little the one at full health does. So his skull kills. So I'll show you why that matters a lot here in a second. So out comes the Mian Shao. And he's going to poison jab, which doesn't even kill because it's resisted. But he's got a poison jab because the only thing he has left in the back is Gramble, and this is Scarf Mian Shao here. So the poison does kill, which it doesn't really matter because he would kill him on the next turn. So out comes the Gramble. It does get the Intimidate, and there goes the poison jab. Gets another poison. And then the Earthquake's able to finish off the Mian Shao. So let's go back a few turns. Let's talk about why this play right here mattered so much. So I don't think Overheat kills at -2. I don't feel like running the calc, but I really don't think it does. Also, I'm uploading the video in the background, so it would take like 10 minutes for the thing to actually start working. But if he has Hidden Power Grass here, he kills the Gastrodon, right? Okay, so let's say he kills Gastrodon, and then Matt has to switch in his Gramble, and then the Rotom Heat would have taken the Intimidate, okay? So then Rotom Heat can fire off whatever he wants to. Well, not a Volt Switch, obviously, but he just fires off an Overheat. You know, it had done a little bit of damage, even at -2. Even if it misses, whatever, no big deal. Who cares? He would just let, like, Rotom just dies to Gramble. That's fine. Then he would have been able to bring in the Mian Shao, and he wouldn't have been intimidated, and it would have had enough damage to click Poison Jab and actually kill the Gramble, because it almost had enough, even at -1. It did. Let me see. So let's say Hidden Power Grass on Rotom Heat kills Gastrodon. Let's say, but then he has to bring out the Gramble. So let's say you use Overheat and it misses. So let's say he does no damage to Gramble with his Rotom Heat. Okay, so then -1 Poison Jab does 38%. All he would have needed is 13% more. So I think at normal attack he would have killed at that range, but he was intimidated, so he wasn't able to kill. He needed Rotom Heat to take the Intimidate. If he has Hidden Power Grass instead of Hidden Power Normal and clicks it, he actually would have won that game. 100% wins the game if he has Hidden Power Grass and just clicks it to kill off the Gastrodon, and then lets the Rotom Heat take the Gramble Intimidate. So I feel like Reagan, I feel like he made a lot of misplays in this game. Not setting up rocks at the start, not soft boiling on Chansey before switching out, letting the Chansey go down when he should have just switched him out into Cofagrigus, because Cofagrigus is immune to close combat anyways. I don't know why he let the Chansey go down and then not having Hidden Power Grass, which that's just a misclick thing. That wasn't he obviously didn't mean to have Hidden Power Normal. No one ever means to have Hidden Power Normal. So he didn't mean to have that, but if he had Hidden Power Grass instead, it would have worked out. Because even at -2, I don't think Overheat kills there. Because of considering how little the first one did, and considering Leftovers put him back to 13%, I really don't think it would have. So that's pretty crazy. That was a crazy game. It came down to 2%. I think that's just so funny. But yeah, the Gramble comes in clutch there, and is able to live the hit and finish him off. What was I gonna? That was something I was gonna mention. I completely forgot. Crap, I don't remember. Anyways, but yeah. That game was crazy at the end there. If he has the Hidden Power Grass instead of Hidden Power Normal, he should have won the game, but he doesn't, and that's why we play the games, because in theory it works out, but if you don't do it right, then it doesn't work. So that's the end of week 4. Thanks guys for watching. Peace.